this is Mish from Downtime Distractions with a beta preview of Mushroom Wars 2. So the beta only lasts for a few days, then the servers will be switched off again. I was lucky enough to gain access for those few days just to do some beta testing. So currently in the game it only has multiplayer and a bit of a tutorial mode as well. I've had a lot of games and I have been whooped many times, but I've also won a few as well. I'm surprised at how much I have actually enjoyed this game, and I think that's probably down to I have an affinity with competitive online games. They always drive me to play more and enjoy it a lot more when it becomes a bit more competitive versus player. That seems to get me going on a game a bit more. So with this one, if you look through the kind of cutesy mushroom-like skin, the outer shell of the game, the online versus mode is in-depth and also very cutthroat as well. You know, the wrong decision and it's all over in a matter of seconds, really, sometimes. So the game is basically an RTS, but it has a strange spin on it. So it's mushrooms tribes versus mushroom tribes. The matches can be very quick. Sometimes they can drag out for a couple more minutes, but generally for me it's normally about 4 or 5 minutes and the match will be over. So you need to overcome your enemy mushrooms any way possible. So that means overcoming the mushroom towers. No mushroom will be left standing. So I'll try and describe the combat. It's interesting on RTS. So it's not, I guess, it's not enemy troop versus enemy troop. It's more enemy troop trying to take a certain objective. So you're trying to take a mushroom tower, and I guess the enemy will see you trying to do that, so they can either let you take it or maybe bolster their defenses there. It turns into a real chess game, real cat and mouse. So you see them bolstering a defensive location, so you think, okay, well, if all their troops have moved to this location, I'll move mine to this location and hopefully take their tower. You can never see where their troops are based as well, so that's really the interesting component to it, that you can't see their amount of troops in certain locations. You can see the overall number, but you don't know where they are. So it's a real gamble. If you want to send all your troops to a certain place, they might be trying to trick you to get you to move all your troops away, then they're going to attack from another side. So it's pretty cool. And on top of that your general or your main mushroom leader has special abilities. Things like turning troops to fight the other direction. They can get to a certain point, you can turn them around, they go back. You can freeze them in place for a little bit of time. You can get more mushroom soldiers spawning at a certain location. You can turn mushrooms invisible. So there's lots of different things you can do. And this is such a little, snippet of what the game is going to be as well. So pretty exciting. So it has a competitive ladder. So that, for me, is really interesting. One of the main reasons I kept going with Smite for so long was the competitive ladders. I really like that system, and this already has it. And there was already 600 plus people playing this game. So that in itself is pretty impressive. So hopefully the online community really gets behind this when it's released, so they can, the sort of ladder is actually active and competitive and fun, which would be very cool. Just before I wrap things up here, this being just a preview, I'm not really going to give many thoughts on it, just to say I'm excited to see where it goes, but I've got a bit of basic information. I did a bit of digging around about the previous game and this one as well. So this is releasing to Steam, obviously, and PlayStation 4 and Xbox. So also they're looking at releasing it to iOS and then Android. So the opposite way to what the first game was released. I never played the first game. I think I saw it and immediately was put off by the kind of cutesy mushroomness. And that was obviously a mistake, because this game is really appealing to me. But live and learn, don't judge a book by its cover, I guess is the lesson there. But yeah, so this one, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, and then later on iOS and Android devices. A few other features that they've also mentioned they may add, but we can't, bank on this. Just something that they've suggested, so hopefully they will get it sorted. So one of them is multiplayer 4 people. I think at the moment it's limited to 2. It might not be, but I only got 1 versus 1. So we'll have 4 tribes in the end, and 8 heroes, and all of them have 4 specific abilities, so it's pretty cool. There is going to be a story campaign mode, so each tribe has 4 campaigns, so that's 16 campaigns, so there's a fair amount of single player component. So hopefully there's an interesting story with information about each tribe will be pretty cool. And also it mentions competitive esport ready, and it already is. I mean, the ladder's already working, and it seems to be working quite well. So pretty excited to see where this goes. And it is fun and obviously that complex player versus player component is really interesting, so that's really cool. So I'll just leave this preview here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I enjoyed playing the game, and I'm very interested to see where this game goes. So subscribe as well to get more updates from us and to get that future content. And obviously, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, put the thumbs down. And leave me some feedback below, is always helpful. So this is Mesh signing off another video, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio.